Hello and welcome, or welcome back to Noggin Comics. I'm Kyle, and today we're going to go through the amazing finds that we had at a Toy Posse show, the Minnesota Toy Posse, and around Minneapolis and St. Paul area yesterday for Father's Day. We have probably the rarest Harley Quinn find that you can possibly find in our possession right now. Stay tuned. So first off, as you can tell, the ugly chair is right there. Thank you for the support of that, and we will have an ugly Tales from the Ugly Chair probably the next couple days. And we're also planning to do a list in honor of Danny Rowan Johnson's Do a Powerbomb. But let's hop right to it. So we've got a pretty good stack of books. In fact, Dreamer Vault. Yeah, Dreamer Vault and Dream Haven. Both in Minneapolis were having sales on a series of books that we're going to show you first. So stay tuned for that too. This first pile right here is actually from Heroic Goods, which is in Minneapolis. And shout out to Paul, great shop there. 4 volumes of Deathstroke, Terminator Assassin, Almar Wolfman, 60% off of $8. So these were originally on sale for $8. On top of that, 60%. So we had to buy all 4 of these. And then, as I scoot all the way over here, because Nora already put them in the pile, already stacked them, we got the rest of the boys, the omnibuses. And we were planning to get these in general. We got these at Dream Haven, another place in Minneapolis, at 50% off. 50% off for all of these. So instead of spending, what, $150 here, we spent $70 on all of this. But now that we're 2 minutes in, and you're probably asking, Kyle, I want to know, I don't care everything you got. Let's just jump to that rare Harley Quinn find. So, as you may know, Batman Adventures 12 is the comic book to get if you have Harley Quinn. But there is something that predates that. Something that's published that predates that. And it's selling for a lot of money, and we got it for $2. This is the Almost Got Him Tail and Tape Batman anime series, and this is the first published work of Harley Quinn. The last I checked, this thing is going anywhere from $600 to $1,500. We got it for $2, so it was a hell of a find. I've been looking for that for some time. I've had Batman Adventures 12 in my hands many times at shows, and Nora has always said it's too much money, and it keeps going up at every show. The copy I had in my hand at one time was $600. I'm like, I kind of need that. I kind of want it in my collection. But we got that. On top of that, we also got the complete collection of Plants of Pearl. And Nora's a huge Poison Ivy fan, and I just feel like this guy at the show, I wish I would have gotten his name. We got a lot more stuff from him. We also got this Batman 89 car. It's actually got all the specifications on back too, and had to get this Mr. Freeze. I have a Mr. Freeze over back there. If you see that Black Adam, it's right next to it. So yeah, we got all that because I didn't want to feel like I was dripping the guy, but I feel like I did. And this is why I always think that going to the Minnesota Toy Posse shows. If you're in Minnesota, they are seriously some of the best, like, I won't say best shows you can go to, but you can find some good stuff there. So every month I'm looking forward to the new show. And we did get a comic. I mean, we were Noggin comics, we need to get a comic. So, once again, I reverted back to when I was 11. Which I do a lot. I had to get the Mucha Lucha #1 comic. The funny thing is, when I picked this up, Nora had no clue what the hell it was. And I felt like I failed as a boyfriend. I'm like, Mucha Lucha was a great show. You've never seen it? Sure enough, she hasn't. But I'm gonna be jumping around here because we got all this stuff last night, and we kind of pull it here in the nerd room, file it into those COZ app. So we're gonna try to keep it as organized as possible. So with what we talked about with Dream Haven. We also got so that Dreamhaven. Unfortunately, we had to get this book, and I say unfortunately because it's been a book we've been looking for some time, looking at for some time. And if it wasn't for the passing of Tim Sale, I don't think we would have picked it up. But we have never read Superman for All Seasons. And everyone tells me how good of a book this is, so we had to pick it up. Maybe look for a Tales from the Ugly Chair on this in the future. Keeping at Dreamhaven, Nora's been diving into X-Men and the Hickman era of X-Men. So this was only $1, and the Dotson's working on it. So it's X-Man All Saints Day. I'm always a sucker for some good 90s, 97, good 90s comics, because sometimes you just want to have nothing but action and really, really shady artwork. But also inspirational artwork, so it's kind of one of those. But, then I had to get this. Little Shops of Horror. I think this is the only copy. I think there's only one issue of this. And it was another one of those things that Nora's like, why the hell are they getting that? I love that movie. So, if I love a movie and if I see that they have a comic adaptation, I'm going to buy it. And then to finish off our collection at Dreamhaven, Giant Size Chiller #1 and Giant Size Chiller #2. If you know me, you know I love horror comics, so I had to get those. Then, we keep hearing about this place. We went to Matt's Bar for lunch, which is a Minnesota staple. It's the home of the Juicy Lucy. Hot take. It is maybe the 4th best Juicy Lucy in Minnesota. If you want to know what 1, 2, 3, and 4 are, or 1, 2, and 3, just ask me in the comment section, and I'll tell you a way to go if you're in Minnesota for Juicy. But we went to Remix Comics, which we've never been to before. And while there, we're talking to the owner, and he tells us that a new person has bought the shop, and it's gonna be open more often in July. And it's a tiny shop. It's right behind a huge vintage store called Time Bomb Vintage, which I really wish we would have checked out. But we walked in there. You have one side is all records and another side is all comics. And I don't know if Nora and I are like the few people that watch the show, but we really enjoyed Royal Nun on Netflix a couple years back, and they had book 1 of it, and we have the issues. We haven't read it yet, and I figure we should read it in book 1. And it just showed you giant sized chillers, so I had to get some Tomb of Dracula to go with it. But this is the coolest find. It's really beat up. It's really big. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I had to buy it. And it's a Superman versus the Flash premium sized edition, limited collector. He also had the Spider-Man one and a tear up, a very beat up supervillains one, which I kind of wanted that, but I figured this one would be really cool to have in the collection. Alright. So let's... Oh yeah, we ain't got much left, so... We went to Heroic Goods, which we showed that we got the Deathstroke stuff. He also had this Star Wars Shadows of the Empire Kenner Toys exclusive, which, if you know Nora, she's the biggest Star Wars fan next to my cousin, who loves Star Wars so much that she thinks that, Obi-Wan Kenobi's the best show out right now, and that's a very hard argument. It's the boys. But, yeah, we had to get this as well. It's got very cheap, too. He had a good sale going on there. And, of course, when we were in the St. Paul area, there's a half-price books, which is, very dangerous to go to. And while there, I picked up some of the word books. Like, when we first got into comics, which was 2017, I believe, we would frequent a place called The Swords. Let's see if I'm right. Up 2017. We were frequent a place called The Swords. That's in Roseville, Minnesota. And I remember the guy at the front desk was trying to get me to buy a book called Shirtless Bear Fighter. And originally, I thought this guy was joking around until I realized that people have been talking about this book, and maybe it is a book for me. So I found it for $7 at half price in really good condition, and I decided, what the hell, why not? Once again, another book that might be in the Tales from the Ugly Chair episodic episode. I kind of want to get those out weekly, so. But while there too, 13 copies or 13 issues of a Silver Surfer run. And when I scanned them into the COZ app, I realized that there's 14 issues in the run, which was like, you gotta be kidding me. But at the same time, good deal. I got this for like $5, so I couldn't pass that up. And also, I have never really read a bad Silver Surfer book, in my opinion, of story. We also got, I think I also got this too at half price. Warworth Hawk, which I have never read, and I consider myself an Incredible Hawk fan. So this was a instant buy. I think this was $5 actually. So I had to get that. And then these two were also at Heroic Goods. Wolverine Brotherhood and Wolverine Volume 1. Originally, both of these were at $8 a piece. He'll sell them 60% off of $8. So even if they're bad, we only spent, around $3 on them? So you really can't beat that. And then finally, Dreamer Vault. The Dreamer Vault is mostly tabletop, Magic, Warhammer, focus store. A lot of tables and back towards gaming. But this week, they had 60% off of trades, which 50%, up to 50% and over. And Nora and I could not, we're visiting her mom and dad for Father's Day. It's right there. So we decided, why not stop off and check this out? So, like I said, she's getting into X-Men. So at 60% off, she got Hellion's #1 and Fallen Angels #1. And then for me, I got the 2-in-1 Infinity Warps, which when they came out, I was teasing them. I was not reading them. I'm like, there's no point. I don't really care about Ghost Panther. But my buddy was talking to me about it. He's like, dude, these are actually a lot of fun. So I figured that's, 50% off of that. Why not pick it up? And then this. So, you know how we got this first, the predating Harley Quinn, which we've been looking for. Too expensive all the time. We don't have Batman Adventures 12, so we're like, well, we're never gonna get the first appearance one. That too. But it was amazing how difficult it was to find this. This is volume 2 of Invincible Iron Man. And I'm making that comparison because I've been looking for this for 2 years. And I didn't want to support Amazon. I didn't want to, go online. So I was trying to support local shops. And here it was sitting in the 60% off bin or table. And I'm like, have you been walking past this every time you've been in Dream Vault? Yeah, I guarantee you we have. But yeah, honestly, nothing is going to beat this. It is the holy grail. I'm gonna come on this like, what? So, tell me, do you think this is a good deal? Because I'm pretty sure it's a rhetorical question. But, yeah, let me know in the comment section if you would want to know my top 3 places that's not Matt Spar to get a Juicy Lucy in Minnesota. And what did you think of this collection? Did Nora and I go a little crazy? And would it be smart to sell that? Would it be smart to sell this almost Gotham being such a huge Batman fan? But thank you for watching, and like I said, we have another video coming out about in honor of Do a Power Bomb, and then we would have a Tales from the Ugly Chair coming up soon. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the comic shop.